Dear students, I am Santan, working as a physics faculty in Target English Medium School. Today, in this part video, I would like to teach about how to derive refractive index of a prism by the derivative method from the chapter of human eye and colorful world. In our previous video, in the same chapter, so we are clearly discussing that. So how to determine refractive index of a prism experimentally. Now we are discussing that, okay, derivative method. So experimental method, when during the examination they are mentioned experimental method, you must be write the previous video answer. Derivative method means you must write the today's video answer. Okay, so derivative method. So means we know that mu equals to, what is the formula? Refractive index of the prism. Mu equals to sine of a plus d upon 2 upon sine a by 2. That is one is there. So that is we can prove with help of this concept. What is the concept name? Derivative method. So now our concept is how to derive, okay, or how derive refractive index of a prism. So in this one, diagram is very most important to us. X, Y, Z, they can say that. It is the A is nothing but angle of prism. N2 N1, it is the angle I1, P, Q, it is the T, R, S. This is the R1, R2, angle I2, that is equals to angle of emergency. This one, I1 minus R1. Next here, this one, I2 minus R2. This angle is I1 minus R1. This angle is I2 minus R2. I will explain why should we are taking like that one also. Okay. So this is a brief diagram about so in which method? Derivative method. So what we can do? First of all, okay, in the derivative method, first you can write simply. First of all, we can take the prism. The prism is placed on a drawing board. So with help of the protractor, we can make the normal and incident ray for the XY refracting surface, and angle of incident is 30 degrees. That is initially we know that. Now we can put the two lines. Okay, two. What is that one? Pins on incident ray Now we can come to the other side and observing that, okay, with help of the two pins, it will become outside as emergent ray. You can locate it by the imaginary way. Okay, so now we can repeat the same experiment by taking the different angle of incidence, and we can notate the corresponding angle of deviation, and we can plot a graph by taking the angle of incident on x-axis and angle of deviation on y-axis, and find the angle of minimum deviation or minimum deviation angle. So this process is same like as the previous experiment method, but now what is that one means, okay, you can derivatively. So that's why here first you are observing that x is there, x to q, q to r. It is just like appears as a, okay, triangular shape is there or not. So that's why from figure so from figure triangle x q r, listen very carefully, x to q, q to r, it is a triangle x q r. So in x q r, what is this angle? This angle is what? A. That's why a plus. Next one, what is this angle? We know that PQ is the incident ray. Listen very carefully. From the inner diagram, PQ is the incident ray. N1 is the normal. NT is the normal for XY. Okay. So I will explain. Listen very carefully. X, Y, Z. It is the triangular prism. We can say here equatorial triangular prism. So in this one, the prism will be contain how many refracting surfaces? Two. One is XY, another one is the XZ. PQ is the incident ray. N1T, it is the normal for XY surface. N2T is the normal for XZ surface. That is, you know that. Next, QR is the refracted ray inside the medium, means inside the prism, and RS is the emergent ray or second refracting one. Here, okay, now the angle between incident ray and the normal is called angle of incidence. This is, you can say, as a I1. The angle between refracted ray and the normal is called angle of refraction, that is R1, we can say here. Next one, I said that according to principle of reversibility, or before that, okay, the angle between emergent ray and the normal is called angle of emergency. But why we can say it is the I2 means? So for the same angle of incidence in a medium, for the same, okay, middle of the prism, the path of the light is reversible. Angle I is 30, light will be going to like this, come outside. Now here angle I is 30, we can see here like this, same path, means the path of the light ray is does not change for the same angle of incident for the XY and YZ XZ surfaces. That's why incident, diffracted, emergent. Next, reverse, same angle we can see here, means like this mode. Incident, refract, emergent, like this one. Okay. But in this one, okay. So for example here, just for understanding of it, I1 is equals to 30, R1 is equals to this angle, okay, 20 degrees with me. Why? Because of, you know that when the light is travel from rarer to denser medium, okay, so the ray will move towards the normal, that's why angle is less. Means I is greater than the R or R is less than the I. But here, if the light is travel from rarer to denser medium, angle of deviation is more. Sorry. So the refracting angle is more, that is we know that. Now here this is the angle of emergency. So I2 we can say for example 40, just for understanding of you only. Like this mode we can set that. Okay. So at that time this is angle is there or not? This angle for example, okay, so angle R is 30. We know that. Okay. So for the XY it is acts as the incident ray, it is the refracted ray. So for the XY it is the incident, it is the means. So for XY surface PQ is the incident ray, QR is the refracted ray. For XZ surface QR is the incident ray, RS is the refracted ray. Okay, for understanding of it, this one we can say 30. Now what we can do here, PQ is the 30 degrees, means this incident, this one, like this mode is there. Now same, I2 is 40, means 40 here we can set that. By taking the protractor, we can make the 40 degrees at that time. 40, here 30. Okay, again come outside, this is the 30, here 20, like this one. Means simply you are understanding that the path of the light is reversible for the same angle of incidence. That is the meaning. Already I explained this concept in the concept of refraction of light at plane surfaces. Further, you have any doubt is there? I will explain. Okay, after opening the schools. So like this mode is there. So now what is our value means in this one? Okay. So XQR. Okay. So here it is a triangular shape. That's why the angle A, here angle A is already given. Now what is this angle? This angle we don't know. Is it correct or not? Okay. So but we know that. Okay. This angle is R1. So what is this angle? 90. Is it correct or not? Okay. Why? Because of, okay, it is the normal for this one. Normal means what is this angle? 90 degrees. That's why here to here is 90 degrees. This is the R1. But we want which one? Only this one. That's why 90 minus R1, this value will be given. That's why A plus 90 minus R1 plus, like the same way, this part also. It is the 90 degrees. It is the R2. Only you want this value. Listen very carefully. This angle here to here. This is the 90 degrees. This is the R2. We want only this one. That's why 90 minus R2, that value. That's, then 90 minus R2 is equals to, what is the total degree? 180 degrees, because of it is the triangle. That's why, listen, from the figure triangle XQR, A plus 90 minus R1 plus 90 minus R2 is equals to 180 degrees. So now A plus 90 plus 90, 180. 180 minus R1 minus R2 is equals to 180 degrees. Now here A and 180, these two values transfer to the right hand side. In this one, minus R1 plus R2. We can take the minus down. Minus R1, minus into plus, minus R2. That is equals to 180. This 180 will come to this side, minus 180. A is also come to this side, minus A. 180, 180 get cancelled because it is the positive, it is the negative. Next, minus R1 plus minus of R1 plus R2 is equals to, what is the value? Minus A. Minus get cancelled. R1 plus R2 is equals to A. It is the equation number 1. Listen very carefully from the figure XQR. Okay, A plus 90 minus R1 plus 90 minus R2 equals to 180. Then A plus 180 minus R1 minus R2 equals to 180. So A and 180, these two values are transferred to the right hand side. So here plus value, it becomes to the minus. That's why minus 180 minus A. Minus 180 plus 180 both are cancelled. Then minus A is there. Minus get cancelled. Then remaining R1 plus R2 is equals to A. So this is we are considered as the equation number 1. Next, from figure 7, okay, triangle here we are observing that. So the emergent ray produced backward, incident ray produced forward. Where they meet at that point, one angle is formed. This angle we are called angle of deviation or deviation angle. We know that the angle between emergent ray and incident ray is called angle of, okay, deviation. Now here one point will be formed. D, this is considered D, Q, R. Listen very carefully. So here DT, Q, Q2, R. This one. Okay. For this one, here one angle is there, here one angle is there. This is the one angle. That's why two are the interior angles, one is the exterior angle. So according to the mathematical, what we know that okay, the sum of the two interior angles is equals to the exterior angle. Is it correct or not? The sum of the two interior angles is equals to exterior angle. But what is the angle here? So we know very clearly. Means this is the which ray? Incident ray. This is the which ray? Normal ray. That's why here to here, this angle we are called I1 or not. Okay. Now that one I will wrote here P Q. Okay, like this one. Just for understanding of P Q here. Okay, it is the refracted ray like this one. It is the normal. The angle between incident ray and the normal is called angle of incident. That's why this angle is, what is that one? I1. Okay, that is, you know that. The angle between refracted ray and the normal, this angle only we are called R1. But we want which one? This angle only, means this angle. Not this angle or not this one. We want only this part. That's why I1 minus R1. We can get this one or not. For example, this angle is 60. This is the 30. 60 minus 30. What is this angle? 30. That's why I1 minus R1, we can get this value. So this is the totally I1. It is the R1. We want only this part. That's why here. Okay, this part. Then we can write this one. What is that one? I1 minus R1. This is I2 minus R2. So that what you can write from the figure, delta D Q R. Okay. Triangle. Okay, not delta. Triangle DQR. So DQR means sum of the interior angles is equals to exterior angle. That's why I1 minus R1 plus I2 minus R2 is equals to small delta. The sum of the interior angles is equals to exterior angle. That's why these two are the interior, this is the exterior. I1 plus I2 can write separately. I1 plus I2 minus R1 minus R2 is equals to delta. I1 plus I2. Here I will take the minus common. Minus of R1 plus R2 is equals to delta. Minus R1 minus into plus minus R2. Okay. Now I1 plus I2 minus R. Already equation 1 we know that R1 plus R2 is nothing but what is that one? A. Is it correct or not? That's why in the place of R1 plus R2, what you can write A? That's why minus A is equals to delta. Now this one, okay. So I1 plus I2 is equals to minus A transfer to the right hand side. Okay, A plus delta or delta plus A. It is the equation number 2 we have mentioned. Listen very carefully. So from the, what is that one? Okay, D, Q, R. So in the DQR triangle, two interior angles, one exterior angle is there. That's why according to the mathematical conditions, you know that the sum of the two interior angles is equals to exterior angle. That's why I1 minus R1 plus I2 minus R2. These two are the interior angles in this, okay, triangle. Then small delta is the exterior angle. Then from this one finally, after mathematical operation success finally, so we can get I1 plus I2 equals to A plus delta or delta plus A, small delta plus A. That is the equation number 2 we are considering. So after this one, what you can write? So we can repeat the same experiment by taking the different angle of incidence, and we are find the corresponding angle of deviation. So finally, plot the graph between angle of incidence and angle of emergency. Listen very carefully. Plot the graph between angle of incidence and angle of emergency. Angle of emergency. So angle of incidence we are taken and which one? I said very clearly. It is the x-axis. It is the y-axis. Angle of incidence we are taken on the x-axis. Angle of deviation we taken on the y-axis, and the graph will becomes curved shape. I1 is equals to I2. This is the delta M or dm, minimum deviation. When you can plot the graph, so means after the equation number 2, what you can write for this one means, now repeat the same experiment for taking the different angle of incidence and find the corresponding angle of deviation. And finally, we can plot the graph between angle of incidence and angle of emergency as shown in the below figure. And from the figure, you can find the minimum deviation angle. I said that minimum deviation angle means you know that at what angle of incidence the deviation value is small, that value we are called angle of incidence. Or initially the angle of incidence is increases from the graph, angle of deviation is decreases. After reaches to one particular value, angle of deviation is increases along with increasing the value. That's why at a particular angle of incidence, the deviation angle is minimum. That is called angle of minimum deviation. That's why from this graph, what you can find the minimum deviation angle. At the minimum deviation angle, so what we can find out that I1 is equals to I2, means I1 is 30, I2 is also 30. That's why angle of incident is equals to angle of emergency. So here I1 is 30, R1 is 20, I2 is 30, R2 is also 30 in the reverse mode. Due to that one, I1 is equals to I2, then R1 is equals to R2. Listen, I1 is 30, R1 is 30. Next here. So same this one. What is this value? I2 is also 30 come outside. But by placing the protractor here, R2 is will be also what is the 20 only. That's why I1 is equals to I2 and R1 is equals to R2. Is nothing but I1 is 30, I2 is 30. But I say that at the angle of minimum deviation, what is the angle of incident? Mostly 40 to 45. Mostly for example 45. Angle I is 45. Angle R is for example 30, R 20. So angle I1, I2 is 45, angle R is 20, angle R2 is also 20. That's why at the minimum deviation angle, that is very important here, at minimum deviation angle, I1 is equals to I2, that is equals to I, and R1 is equals to R2, that is equals to R. That is a very, very important condition. So after the equation number 2, we repeat the same experiment. and for the different angle of incident and find the corresponding angle of deviation, and you can plot the graph between the angle of incident and angle of deviation, not emergency. So as shown in the figure. From the figure you can find the minimum deviation angle. At the angle of minimum deviation, according to principle of reversibility, at the minimum deviation angle I1 is equals to I2 and R1 is equals to R2 values. That's why I1 equals to I2, that is equals to I, and R1 equals to R2, that is equals to R. This I values and R values we substitute in the equation 1 and equation 2. So from equation 1, what is the equation 1? I1 plus I2 is equals to delta plus A or A plus delta. A plus small delta. We know that. Okay. That's why, but at the minimum deviation angle, I1 is equals to I2, that is equals to I. That's why I plus I is equals to A plus delta M. Why? Because of small delta M. This condition is possible only at minimum deviation angle. I plus I, 2I, that is equals to A plus small delta M. Then I is equals to 2 transfer to the right hand side. A plus small delta M upon 2. It is the equation number 3. Like the same way. Sorry, it is the from equation number 2. From equation 1, you can write anyone as your wish. By forgetting, I will write like this one. From equation 1, R1 plus R2 is equals to A. Equation 1. R1 equals to R2, that is equals to R. That's why R plus R is equals to A. So R plus R, 2R is equals to A. Then R equals to 2, transfer to that side, A upon 2. Equation number 4. So I is equals to A plus dm or delta M upon 2. R equals to A upon 2. According to Snell's law of refraction, so what we know that mu is equals to sin I upon sin R. This is the formula. According to the Snell's law of refraction, sin I upon sin R, then mu is equals to sin I, equation number 3, R value, I value, we know that A plus delta M upon 2, R value is A upon 2. That's why the two values substituted here. Sin A plus small delta M upon 2, because of I equals this one, upon next sin R is nothing but A by 2. That's why in our previous video I said that to find the refractive index of the prism, which formula we are using, that mu is equals to sin of A plus dm upon 2 upon sin A by 2. That's why here mu is the refractive index of the prism, A is the angle of the prism. We can take which prism generally equatorial. That's why angle A is 60. Delta M we can find where from the angle of from the graph 2. So that's why when you can substitute angle of prism, minimum deviation angle in this formula, we can get this one angle of the prism. That's why this is the way of the method to find angle of deviation, refractive index of the prism. This is the derivative. So after this one, what we can write that by using the above formula, we can find refractive index of the prism by after substituting the angle of prism and minimum deviation angle. So now we are discussing some other extra concept in the same chapter, the same concept, but this concept is not okay in our science textbook. Case 1 under this. For small angled prism. For small angled prism, okay, so means in case of a small angled prism, how we can find the deviation angle, that is the concept. Okay, for small angled prism, how to find okay angle of deviation, that is one is there, or refractive index. Sorry, for small angled prism, what is the refractive index of, we can find. So we know that, okay, according to the Snell's law, Snell's law, mu1 is equals to sine I1 upon sine R1 for which one? XY surface. I said that for XY surface, incident ray is there, refracted ray is there. That's why for XY surface, mu1 is equal to sine I1 R1 and mu2 is equals to sine I2 upon sine R2 for the XZ surface. Or in case of principles of reversibility concept, anyone. So from the diagram to I1, I2 we are considered, R1, R2 is also considered. That's why, okay, for the first refraction, I1, R1, second one, I2, R2, according to principle of reversibility. So, if angle is small, sin theta is approximately equals to theta. So this concept I will be explained in the starting of refraction of light at a curved surface. Okay. So sin 0.1 is equals to 0.1 means what is the theta value? I can say that the value is also comes to the same. So for the okay, if the angle is small at that time, what is the sin theta value? So that is equals to which one? Theta. Sin 0.1 nearly equals to 0.1. That's why sin 0.1 is equals to 0.1. 0.1 is representing which one? Angle. That's why sin theta is approximately equals to theta. Like the same way, sin I is equals to sin I1 equals to only I1, sin R1 equals to R1. Here, sin I2 equals to I2, sin R2 is equals to R2 because of sin theta approximately equals to theta. That's why sin I, sin R. That concept you can find here. Mu1 is equals to I1 upon R1 and mu2 is equals to I2 upon R2. R1 is transferred to this side. Mu1 R1 is equals to I1 and mu2 R2 is equals to I2. So we know that what we can find angle of deviation produced by which one? Small angled prism. We know the formula. Okay. I1 plus I2 is equals to delta plus A or A plus delta. That formula we know that very clearly. That is where equation 1 we know that. we get the equation 2. Sorry, I1 plus I2 equals delta plus A. A transfer to this side. Small delta equals I1 plus I2 minus A. What is the I1 value? mu1 R1. What is the I2 value? mu2 R2. That's right. Small delta is equals to mu1 R1 plus mu2 R2 minus A. Okay. Then small delta is equals to so here one small mistake. Okay, it is mu only. So why? Because here you are observing that mu is the refractive index of the prism. Here prism does not change. That's right. So mu1 is nothing but mu. mu2 is also nothing but mu. That's why this one. Sorry, mu equals I1 upon R1. That's right. I1 equals to mu R1. I2 equals to mu R. This value is up to here. Small delta is equals to mu R1 plus mu R2 minus A. Small delta is equals to mu is the common factor. Mu of R1 plus R2 minus A. We know that in the previous mode R1 plus R2 is equals to A. Equation 1 is there in our derivative method. That's why mu e small delta is equals to mu of A minus A. Since A R1 plus R2 is equals to A. That is one. Very clear. So now in this one, which is the common factor? Delta is the deviation angle is equals to mu minus 1 upon R. So this is the formula to find deviation angle produced by a small angled prism. Listen very carefully. Small delta is equals to mu minus 1 into A. This is the formula to find which one? Angle of deviation for small angled prism. Listen very carefully. What is the case one means? Okay. So angle of deviation. Simply. Angle of deviation produced by small angled prism. This is one. So how we can do with help of the previous derivative concept only. So our formula is deviation angle is equals to mu minus 1 into A. This is the formula. Case 2. When prism is placed in a liquid, refractive index mu m. Okay, liquid is a medium. Listen very carefully. When prism is placed in a liquid, okay, medium of refractive index mu of m. Mu of m is the medium refractive index. Or sometimes they are asking that when the prism is placed, okay, in other medium, means not in the air, it is keep into the any other medium than the air. That is one. During this type of condition, what is the deviation angle produced by the prism? Listen very carefully. Deviation angle produced by small angle prism is this one. But when the prism is placed in a liquid of refractive index mu, at that time, what is the deviation angle produced by the prism? That's why from this one you can write Z equals to mu means what is the meaning of mu? Mu is the relative refractive index. For this one, what you can write? Okay, in the second case, we know that small deviation angle is equals to mu minus 1 into A. Here, mu equals to relative refractive index. Mu equals to relative refractive index because of we know that mu equals to mu2 by mu1. 1 is the first medium, 2 is the second medium. That's why first medium is liquid, second medium is prism. That's why, okay, refractive index of the prism upon refractive index of the medium. So prism is the second medium, okay, liquid is the first medium. Because of light is initially in the diagram, light is travel from air to prism. But when the prism is placed in a liquid, that's why light is travel from liquid to prism. That's why liquid is the first medium and prism is the second medium. That's why, so liquid medium, we can see its refractive index is mu1, prism refractive index is mu2. That's why relative refractive index is equals to mu2 upon mu1. Like that one, mu p upon mu1. That mode we can write. Okay, so that's why this is substituted here. R mu r. Mu of r means relative refractive index. That's why small delta is equals to mu p upon mu m minus 1 into A. R, this is you can write small delta is equals to mu r minus 1 upon A. Simply you can add the r. So mu p upon mu m minus 1 into A, or relative refractive index of these two medium. By using either this equation or that one, we can find when the prism is placed in a liquid of refractive index, you can find the deviation angle produced by the prism placed in a liquid medium. Important notes. From that one, what we can say is that first one, angle of prism is increases, deviation angle is also increases. Listen very carefully. For a given constant pair of a media, okay, so mu is okay constant. That's why A is there. So what will happen here? We are observing that deviation angle is directly proportional to the angle of the prism. Angle of the prism we are also called as apex angle or refracting angle of the second one. Okay, listen very carefully. Mostly we are called angle of prism, we are also called as apex angle. How to define means the angle between the faces of when the light is incident on the prism and its emergent ray. That is the which one? Okay, angle of the prism. So if the angle of the prism is increases, deviation angle is also increases. From this one we can note that is the important one. And second one, wavelength of color of light is increases, deviation angle is decreases. Wavelength of the color of the light is decrease, deviation angle is increase. Listen very carefully. So wavelength of the color of the light is more, deviation is less. Wavelength of the color of the light is less, okay, deviation angle is more. So that, okay, red has lower deviation or less deviation, and violet has more deviation. Listen very carefully. Okay, deviation angle is inversely proportional to the lambda. How we can say that? Already we know that mu is inversely proportional to the lambda. In the chapter of refraction of light at plane surfaces, after the relative refractive index, I clearly explained about this one. Mu is inversely proportional to the lambda. That's why with help of that concept. So here, okay, refractive deviation angle is directly proportional to this one or not? For equatorial prism, A is constant. At that time, 1 is the numerical constant. Then what is this one? Deviation angle is directly proportional to the mu. So that's why if refractive index of a medium increases, deviation angle is also increases. But according to this one, what we know that mu is more, wavelength is less. If wavelength is more, mu is less. That's why. So what will be happen? So deviation angle and refractive index both are directly proportional. So we know that mu is inversely proportional to the lambda. So that what you can write? Okay, delta is inversely proportional to the lambda, because so S is equals to mu. Sorry, S is directly proportional to mu. That's all. That's why. So we know that red has the higher wavelength. Due to that one, it has the less deviation. Violet has the lower wavelength. That's why it has the more deviation. So these are the important points belonging to this one. So the deviation angle produced by the prism is directly proportional to the angle of the prism. Okay, deviation angle is decreases with increase the wavelength, and increases by decreasing the angle of deviation is increases with decreasing the wavelength, and decreasing with increase the wavelength. That's why red has a lesser deviation and violet has the more deviation. And also 3. If we are taking the equatorial prism, for equatorial prism, so A is constant. At that time, so angle of deviation is directly proportional to the refractive index of the medium of the material. That's why refractive index of the material is increases, deviation angle is also increased. It decrease, it is also decreased. This is the one is there. Thank you. So once again listen. So in this part video, so I will explain very clearly how to derive refractive index of a prism. We can find, means is nothing but, so what is the formula to find the refractive index of a prism? By using the derivative method. So and also finally we can prove that one, and I will explain the 2 extra cases under this one. What is the deviation angle produced by a prism when for small angle prism, and the second one, if the prism is placed in the any liquid medium. At that time, what is the formulas we are using to find the angle of deviation produced by the prism? And also from the angle of deviation produced by the small prism, from that one you can get this formula. By using this formula, we can write some important points. So deviation angle is directly proportional to the angle of the prism. Deviation angle is directly proportional to the diffractive index, and deviation angle is inversely proportional to the wavelength.